What's going on, guys? I'm Will. I'm here at Zodi'x. I don't know if that's already implied by the video, but I figured I'd take you through a few of our blends. So I'm with Plasencia Cigars. A little background on Placencia. We're the biggest growers of tobacco in Central America, so we grow and collaborate with a lot of companies you've smoked in the past. Davidoff, Rocky Patel, Alec Bradley, Romeo, Monte Cristo, Nat Sherman, Crux, Curavari. The list goes on and on. We're making cigars for almost everybody in the industry, or we at least collaborate with them or sell them tobacco. So we're pretty simple though. We've just got 4 blends. You know, we took the stuff we really believe in. You've got the family that's got the most access to tobacco in Central America, taking their best tobacco, their best rollers, because they're putting their own name on it. So the first one here is the Alma Fuerte. The Placencia Alma Fuerte is 10 years aged tobacco. It's a medium to full-bodied cigar. Now this cigar is more about flavor and balance than it is strength. It's not going to punch you in the mouth with strength, and I don't think any of our cigars are going to do that. It's more about complexity, and it's kind of a nuanced cigar, but it's got a bunch of flavor. The idea behind all our cigars is full flavor. We're making full flavored cigars, even if they're not full-bodied. This one's kind of unique. This is the Hexagon press. So the Hexagon press is something that's, the Placencia is the first to do it. What they do is when they're putting the cigars in an aging room, instead of just leaving them there, they put them in a mold for 6 months to keep that shape. And I hope that shows up on the camera because it's a real unique shape. What's cool about it is it sits in your hand flat, won't roll off the table, and you get the advantages of a box press without kind of that different mouthfeel of a box press that some people don't like because it's rounded at the top. We've also got a box press Salomon size they've got here. The box press Salomon size is 7 1/4 inches long. They only let a few people at Placencia roll this size. It's an incredibly difficult size to roll, but it's the same blend. And this was the most awarded blend in the industry last year. It was top 10 in every major magazine. That's 2017, I mean. It was the Cigar of the Year in Cigar Snob, number 4 in Cigars and Spirits, number 8 in Cigar, 9 in Aficionado, and 8 in Cigar Journal. So in terms of reviews, if you're a review person, you know, it's done incredibly well there too. The next blend we've got is the Reserva Original. So the Reserva Original is a really unique cigar. Because Placencia has a bunch of access to tobacco in Central America and land to grow tobacco, what they've done, both my bosses, Nestor Andres Placencia and his dad, Nestor Sr., have degrees in agronomy, and they wanted to grow tobacco the way it was grown in the 1600s. So what they did is they created a totally organic way to grow tobacco. What they do, instead of adding any phosphoruses or nitrogens or inorganic activity in the soil, they surround the fields with sunflowers, they'll spray garlic extract on the plant, and then they use earthworm humus in the soil. So they feed earthworms organic material and their excrement they're using in the soil. What that does is it replicates the process of the growing process that people kind of, when they fell in love with tobacco in the 1600s, 1700s, were using. So it's not the fact that it's organic, so it's necessarily healthier or anything like that. It's just that it's the closest tobacco you can find to that growing process. And so the fields have been certified as organic since 2001 by the Organic Crop Improvement Association. So it's a real unique flavor. You get a real earthiness to it. And again, it's a mild to medium-bodied cigar, but it's full flavored. It's got a bunch of flavor and a bunch of complexity. The next one I'll jump over to is the only Honduran cigar Placencia makes, the other 2 being Nicaraguan puros, this one being Honduran with a little bit of Nicaraguan filler in it, the Cosecha 146. So Cosecha means harvest, so Cosecha 146 means the family's 146th harvest, which was 8 years ago now. This is their 154th harvest this year. They're a 5th generation family of growers, one of the oldest in the industry. This cigar is kind of medium bodied. It was top 25 this year in Cigar Aficionado. And again, you get a lot of flavors. You get a floral taste to it. It's got kind of this toasted almond flavor to it. And I'm not one of these super tasters who can tell you really, really specific flavors. But I think it's a really refined cigar. So yeah, you're looking at medium to maybe medium plus in terms of body. And then our final blend, our 4th blend, is the Alma del Campo. So the Alma del Campo is a Nicaraguan puro as well. It's got 8 years of age on it. Again, medium bodied, really like the creamiest cigar I've ever had. It's an incredibly creamy, silky smoke. And I think a lot of that comes from the age. So all of our cigars, you're looking at a lot of age. You've got 10 with the Fuerte, 5 with the Reserva, 7 going on 8 now with the Cosecha 146, and 8 with the Alma del Campo. Another thing that's really unique about Placencia is that because they have so many growing operations in Honduras and Nicaragua, they have direct access to all 4 growing locations, Jalapa, Esteli, Ometepe, and Condega in Nicaragua. And they're very geographically different locations, so the tobacco you get from them is different. So Jalapa, for example, it's a little sandier soil, you get a little sweeter tobacco. Esteli, it's your more classic, a little more full-bodied, kind of coffee, real rich flavor. And what they've done with both the Alma del Campo and the Alma Fuerte is they put all 4 of those tobaccos, aged them a long time, and put them together in those cigars. So that's how you get this complexity without this punch in the mouth of strength. So, you know, I think that with that history and with their access to tobacco and with their experience, you know, they really put something out that they can be incredibly proud of. And I think you'll see when you smoke it. Real refined, a bunch of flavor, and 154 years now of knowledge and experience. So if you're in here in Zodi'x at some point, give them a shot. I think you won't be disappointed.